Well, hello everybody. Been some great lives. I've been in and out of them, and I thought I would show you how I made those blocks. I still can't believe I did that one. And like I said, I made a bunch of these little jelly rolls just out of scraps. And how I made those potato chip ones that I in the other video I showed you. I just took the measurements. You need 8 pieces that are 2.5 by 4.5, and I just took a piece of that jelly roll. I did this, and I need 8 of them. Okay, and I did this. Like this. And you got to remember, these are really, really scrappy, so they're not, exact. So these are bigger, which is what I want. I took my scissors. This is the easiest way I found to do it. You can cut them singly if you want, but I just did it this way. And it gets them all cut right now and in a hurry. And I have my 8 pieces. 2, 3, 4. We need 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we just need to make sure. It's not so much making sure these are 2.5. You can. Where you need to make sure is this one side is straight, and then cut it to 4.5. So you get 8 chips that are 2.5 by 4.5. Cut these. A little tiny bit. 1, 4.5. Yes, I know it's not a good thing to always use the mat because the mat might not be straight. But as long as your pieces are all the same, and let's use this side here. We just want to make sure. And that's got a funny side on it. Just cut it kind of off. Let's just make sure this one side is straight. And once in a while, when you're doing these, you'll find that if it don't, because you're cutting through, seams. So, I'm going to pause the video real quick and I'll get these other ones cut down. Okay, now that we have all 8 of our pieces, here's our 8 potato chip pieces. Make sure there's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Okay, and how you're going to sew these together, decide what combination you want together and whatnot, and me, I don't really pay much attention to that. Okay, you're going to put 2 of the potato chip, and I think I want them this way, or let's put you together. You're going to have 2 that go up and down here. Let's put, and you got to remember they're not going to be exactly here because you still got to sew stuff together. Here. Then let's put you with you and you and you. And that's basically you have two that go this way, and then these two on the sides. And how I sew those together is I sew these two together, then sew top and the bottom. However you do it, whichever works for you, but I like chain piecing things, and I chain piece anything I can put together real quickly. It just seems to work a lot better than that. Okay, I'm just going to chain pieces together real quick. Use a 1/4 inch seam, my suggestion. So these go. Okay, pull them off. And here's our two center pieces, which is these two. And let's do a few rounds. And again, really doesn't make any difference. I am going to open these up here just because it is so bulky of a seam. If I can find the center of the seam, because there is so much bulk right there. You can pin it if you want. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm just going to put it to the side because it's going to fight me, and I'm not going to fight it. I'm not going to fight a seam. Put this one on the other side. Turn it over. And because it's scrappy, remember, it doesn't. Nothing really has to match. I don't even call this controlled scrappy because it's not. It's just stick it together. Just get some of these strings cut off. Okay. We get our middle. Now, because it looks this way, you just got to remember this is what you started. We're going to go here. And sometimes seams, when they're like this, there's so many of them, you can kind of let them go in whatever direction they're going to go. They'll kind of sit back if you don't want to press them. If you don't like it. No, I don't have a walking foot on my machine. If you have a walking foot, it would make it easier because there's a lot of seams this is going through. Oh, come on. Let's put you. No, I want the orange stuff. Okay, almost done. That way. When you get to this point, I would highly recommend getting anti-glue stick string. Lay my iron down so it will heat up. And these again, they're gonna do, or you can open up all the seams. However, okay, that's considered a potato chip block if you leave it like that. Let me press these relaxy seams really quick. Get this pressed as flat as I can get it with all these seams. And this is a lot of seams to this thing. Because what you do. Okay. Yep. Potato chip block. Then I just cut some squares. No, I did not make sure they were exact, but I do want that unwrinkled. I just cut some squares. I did not measure them for my background. No, right sides down, right sides together. And I'm just going to cut this really quick. So what you're going to do, you're going to make sure right sides to right sides. This is white, so it doesn't really have a wrong or right side. You're going to sew all the way around, and I would recommend sewing on this potato chip block. Unless your background is exactly the same size, and mine's not. Ow! I just sew right off the end. Make sure it's flat. I go to the opposite side and do the same thing. The reason I go to the opposite side is because I didn't pin it. I don't feel like pinning it, so I didn't. Otherwise, you could just pin it and then just sew all the way around. Sides. This is a quick block. It doesn't take very long. Unless you run out of bobbin, which I think I just did. Oh, no, I didn't. Cool. It didn't run out. What a concept. Okay. From this point, there's a humpy there, which is fine. I just don't want it there, so we'll get it. I just don't want that hump. That's where I missed it. Okay. This is what I would recommend here. Doesn't have to be exact. You can, because you're squared up later. I just like getting this little bit of extra white off there. Yes, I could have done it before, but I didn't want to for the purposes of this video, to make it a little quicker. This is a, it's warm. For the purposes of the video, I just wanted to do it really quick so I could show you. Take these, put them in my scrap bin down there. And from here, remember you sewed all the way around. Okay? You're going to cut it this way and this way. And remember, you're going through a lot of seams, so you may have to use your scissors, and it doesn't hurt anything. Just make sure you're Don't cut your fingers. Put them back together. Unless you have a turning mat. I have one, but I use it. I use it as a mouse pad. I could get my other one, but I don't feel like getting it down. And here. Come on. But yeah, it's a lot of layers to go through, so you can use your scissors. This is why this block is so forgiving. But yeah, you're going through a lot of layers. A lot of layers. And what I do here to save myself some further time, I stack these up here like this. Cut those corners off so I don't have to mess with it later. And I will go press these. And I don't press them. I press them to the white side. I know typically that's not done, but there's so much bulk on the other side that it's not going to. This is a quick job, just so you can see how what happens. You have 4 half square triangles. Out of the way, and I don't want to mix them up. So you just want to, if you're going to do this, you want to make sure your deal goes the same direction, like this. This way. Oh, that's a funny shape one. This way and this way. No. No, why are you so... There we go. Let me see if that looks like it's supposed to. Yep, there it is. And there you go. That's how that block is put together. So, hopefully everyone was able to figure this out. It's just a quick way of getting rid of a bunch of scraps and using up these funny rolls. So, I will talk to everybody later. Bye-bye.